Hi there! So today we have Sony's HT-A3000 5.1 channel true Dolby Atmos soundbar. It includes the HW3 subwoofer and the RS3S rear speakers. This whole setup cost a whopping 99,900. But hang on, the best part is you don't need to buy all of them together in one go. I mean you can, but you can buy the soundbar first and consider buying the subwoofer and rear speakers later. In fact, you can club this A3000 soundbar with a higher variant HW5 subwoofer and RS5 rear speakers. Of course, that package would escalate the cost to about 1,45,000. So basically, you can customize the soundbar as per your budget. Also, if you just buy the soundbar, that itself includes a subwoofer, which I think is really cool. In this video, we'll show you everything: the soundbar, the wireless subwoofer, the rear wireless speakers that provide the true Atmos experience. We'll see how the soundbar performs as an individual and as a whole package, so you can decide what's best for you. Let's begin. So here are the retail boxes of all the three. We'll start with the soundbar. So Sony A3000, some of its key features are mentioned here: Dolby Atmos, Apple Airplay, Chromecast, to name a few. It has an MRP of 69,900. Inside this box you have the soundbar itself, then you have some paperwork which includes the startup guide and the user manual, a really good quality HDMI cable, a power cable, and finally the remote itself. Really nice, simple to use remote. You have the power button on the top, the TV button, input sources, Bluetooth, voice, night, USB, pause, play, back button, sound field, display, dimmer, D-pad to navigate, back button, home button. You can control the rear speakers from here, volume from here, subwoofer volume from here, mute, audio systems. Really nice and simple to use remote. A quick look at the soundbar. Firstly, extremely well built. It's got a metal grille on the front that protects 3 front-firing speakers: left, right and center channel. 2 built-in subwoofer drivers that help create bass. On both the sides, you can see the bass reflex holes. Just make sure they're not covered so you get a good bass. On the front is a small monochrome LED display that shows you some info such as source and volume. On the top, towards the extreme right, you can see some basic touch controls: power, source input, pause, play and volume. The length of the soundbar is 40 inches and it sits perfectly between my TV stands. Moving to the back, power input port is towards the left. Then towards the right is the HDMI ARC input, USB-A port, optical and S-center input port. Now the most ideal way to connect the soundbar to the TV is via HDMI ARC. But in case your TV lacks an ARC output, then optical would be your last resort. Also, if you have a Sony Bravia Smart TV, you can use the Acoustic Center Sync feature, which is basically where the TV speakers are used with the soundbar that give you a more crisper experience. You can connect this using the 3.5 headphone jack to the TV and the soundbar. Works really well. Moving to the subwoofer. Here's the HW3 subwoofer and the packing is really huge. It comes with an MRP of 29,900. Inside the box is the subwoofer itself and a power cable. Here are the dimensions, might be helpful if you have space constraints. The front is covered with the black mesh fabric and the bass reflex cone at the bottom. The sides have a leather-like texture which gives it a very premium feel. The back has a power button, a pairing button with a power input port at the bottom. Ideally supposed to be placed on the floor and just next to the soundbar for the best experience. And finally, coming to the rear speakers. Now these are the RS3S rear speaker packaging. The MRP on this is 36,999. Inside we have 2 satellite speakers and 2 power cables. The build quality here too is super impressive. We see the same leather-like finish which gives it again a very premium look. On the back is the power port, pairing button with the power input port at the bottom. So these rear speakers too are wireless, as in there's no wired connection between the speaker and the soundbar. Also, only if you get these will you be able to enjoy true Dolby Atmos. Now setting this up is fairly simple. The soundbar is placed right in front of the TV or below the smart TV. Subwoofer is ideally placed on the floor right next to the soundbar and the rear speakers behind your seating area. Technically, you don't have to worry about the setup. An authorized technician from Sony will come to your doorstep, they will unbox it and set it up for you. Also, if you have a compatible Sony Bravia TV, it will automatically detect the soundbar and connect it to the Wi-Fi, and all the basic setup is done very easily. It will pair the subwoofer followed by the rear speakers. The soundbar comes with 360 spatial sound mapping, where it beams sound signals which helps it know where the rear speakers are exactly placed. Once it knows the position, it basically creates a 3D map that calibrates the audio perfectly for this room. It's totally next level unless you've experienced it. Trust me. Also, there are tons of benefits if you're already using a Sony Bravia TV. For starters, you can control the features, volume, and so many things from the TV's remote itself. And of course, the setup process of the soundbar becomes so much more seamless. But if you don't have a Sony TV, don't worry. The soundbar output experience would not be affected at all. So don't worry about it. By the way, for your info, the TV I am using in this video is a 55-inch Sony A80K OLED TV. I've reviewed it earlier. If you like to see it, you can click the card up here, somewhere here. I'll also share the link for that video in the description. Alright, enough info, it's time for the sound experience. So the first demo, we'll be playing from the audio only from the soundbar with no subwoofer and the speaker. Then followed by with the subwoofer and the rear speaker.
About to blow back up. Here I go, let the doubt creep in. Gotta pop a couple more aspirin. I don't think I'll ever let you in. Easier to break it off best friends. चांदनी चौक
दिनेश का हो जाएगा क्या राजू?
नजर मत लगाओ चाचा. About to blow back up. Here I go, let the doubt creep in. Gotta pop a couple more aspirin. I don't think I'll ever let you in.
Coming for you, son.
Let's ride. Let's ride.
Okay, so before I share my experiences, two things to know. First, the total sound output of the soundbar with the subwoofer and rear speakers are 550 watts. And second, my recording mics can't justify the audio demo you just heard. Trust me, it's not even close. Now there are multiple speakers playing at the same time at different frequencies and volume, and we're using a single mic to record. I hope you get the idea. But don't worry, that's what I'm here for. So I'll start with the audio experience if you just have the A3000 Soundbar. Well, the audio clarity is very impressive. It keeps the vocals and instruments at the forefront so you won't miss any dialogues while watching movies. The bass, I'd say, is decent, and frankly it's hard to expect too much from built-in subwoofers on a soundbar. What it does is that it adds a streak of richness to the audio so it doesn't sound flat. However, for those who have smaller rooms, I'm sure this much bass would be more than adequate. Like I know there are a lot of people who just want good, loud, crisp audio with a hint of bass. Then the Sony A3000 Soundbar would just do the job perfectly. Now, let's talk about the sound if all the speakers are turned on. Well, there are no surprises here, it's next level. The bass is super deep, but still it doesn't hit you in the head. It's the kind of bass you experience in theaters. It's punchy, yet subtle. You know that time when the soundbar creates unnecessary bass for every sound? Well, that's not how this works. At times you'll feel that the subwoofer ain't even working, but the punch comes perfectly only when needed. Now for those who want to keep it simple, just the soundbar and subwoofer should suffice. It sounds great. But if you really want true theater-like Dolby Atmos experience, well then the rear speakers are a must-have. Firstly, they add a whole new dimension to the audio. When you're listening to music, the instruments sound way more crisper and you can actually feel it coming from all directions. Feels like an auditorium. When watching a movie, at most times the rear speakers would seem as if they are turned off. But then the effects are so subtle, like there is a bullet sound or someone screaming from one side or a car passing. Trust me, I turned a couple of times to look on that direction. It's that good. If I had to summarize it in one word, immersive. It's like being right in the center of the action. Personally, I would recommend you get the whole setup as it will change the way you experience movies. Fun fact, I was watching movies that I've seen before just for the Atmos experience. Now, there are a few things to keep in mind about the rear speakers. They're wireless. They don't need to be connected to the soundbar via wires, of course, But yes, they will need power supply. So make sure you have arrangement for that. And I'm saying that because we usually place these speakers at the back and we don't have power input ports always at the back. So that is something to keep in mind. Talking about the features, the display LED light can be a distraction while watching in the dark room. So it can be adjusted from the remote. Dim it down or completely turn it off. Then you can go to the soundbar's input source on the TV and you'll see a whole menu. You can connect Bluetooth devices, play music from the pen drive, Spotify support, Chromecast support, Alexa support. So Alexa ain't built in. You will need a separate Alexa speaker from which you can voice control the soundbar. Then one of my favorite features is using the Apple Airplay to stream music via my iPhone. It works really well. In fact, Android users too can use the Google Home app to do the same. Cast audio from any platform to the soundbar. Now I know some of you might say, why cast or AirPlay? Just connect via Bluetooth. Well, there are tons of benefits of AirPlaying and Chromecasting. The biggest one being superior sound quality. If you're using Apple Music from your iPhone, it will support lossless audio with Dolby Atmos support. The difference between a track playing via Bluetooth and AirPlay will be very drastic and clearly noticeable. And it doesn't end there. When you're playing music via Bluetooth and you get a call or notification, the music is interrupted. But while streaming via AirPlay, it's seamless. Receive phone calls, in fact even talk on the phone, and the music isn't interrupted at all. AirPlay and Chromecast both are very useful features to stream music from your phone to the soundbar. Must have. Alright, final thoughts. So the Sony HT-A3000 is a premium soundbar to enjoy all kinds of audio, including true Dolby Atmos. As mentioned earlier, the best part is you can buy the subwoofer and rear speaker separately or later and if needed. The whole setup is priced at $99,980 and you can buy it from Sony shop website. I'll leave the links of all the combinations along with Amazon links as well in the description. If you want the most ultimate audio experience with true Dolby Atmos under 1 lakh, you should definitely check this one out. So I hope this video was helpful. If there are any questions, mention them down in the comments and I'll be happy to answer them all. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Until next time, cheers.